Hey friends, would you love to look and feel 20 or maybe even 30 years younger? Would you like to look like the age you feel inside? Would you just like to be that young, little energetic pup you were so many years ago? Do you know there's 5 things you can do right this moment that will reverse the aging process? They are all scientifically proven, and I'm going to describe them in my video. But if you're new to this channel, I am Casey Ann Reynolds. I am a health and longevity coach. Alrighty friends, so before we go over those 5 steps, maybe we need to answer a question of why do we age? Sorry, Yuki's tail is in the background. Move on, Yuki. What's up with that cat? But anyhow, so the question is why do we age? No, he's gotta get out of the way. Sorry about that, he was so sad. And the answer to that question, if you're looking at physical aging process, of course, our skin is our largest organ on our body. So if you're noticing that you're getting a lot of like wrinkles and crepey skin and saggy skin and brown spots, that is your whole body. That's your whole body aging. So when people say you are the age that you look, it's profoundly true. You are the age of health. So it doesn't really matter what year you're born in. I was born in the year of the Super Bowl, which makes me 57 this year, but I look 37. So not bragging because I've not had plastic surgery. I'm not one of those people. I don't bleach my hair or get filler or Botox or do any of that sort of stuff. But my cells are actually the age of a 37-year-old, and science has proven that. So the number one reason you age is bone loss and muscle loss. So as we age, we lose bone. And of course we know that because people fall and get fractures and such and break a hip and all that sort of thing. But when you look at your face and you notice that as people are aging, it's like they get that little chin and they get eye bags and their face is falling in. It's not just the aging process of their skin, that is the loss of bone. So the skin is just kind of sagging and falling into the loss of skeleton bone. So that's really important to remember that as we age, we lose bone and we lose muscle. At the age of 30, you start to lose 3 to 6% of your of your muscle mass. You lose 3 to 6% of your muscle mass every decade, and at the age of 50, it goes up to 10%. So when you have no muscle, again, your face, if you were to do like a little skeleton, like a picture of your face, it's muscle and bone. And so that's going to obviously make you look a lot older if you lose a lot of muscle and you lose a lot of bone. And is collagen. So collagen is the elasticity of your skin. So wrinkling is caused by loss of collagen in the sun. Now, I'm gonna have to preface this. I am an East Tennessee girl. I grew up on the backside of a mountain in East Tennessee, and it's called Smoky Mountains for no reason. It's very cloudy there. So if you see my face, it does look pretty good for my age. I think a lot of that is due to not ever being out in the sun. I much prefer mountains and hikings to the beach and sun. So, just kind of think that through. If you wanna look young and have very radiant skin as you get older, maybe avoid those like week-long beachy trips where you just overexpose your skin. Just food for thought. But anyhow, so today's video is talking about those 5 things that you can do to reverse the aging process. So the number one thing that you can do is intermittent fasting. And I created an amazing video. It's super popular. It's one of my most popular videos. So I would love you to watch that because that's going to explain that in depth. Okay, number 2 is resistance training, progressive overload. And I've also explained that really well in a different video, but when you do resistance training, progressive overload, you are increasing your bone density and also the scaffolding of your bones. So I know it sounds crazy, but like if you're doing like a military press or engaging your neck or doing a plank, just think your P's, planks, push-ups, pull-ups, things that really engage your facial muscles, you are going to just look so much younger and so much prettier because you're building muscle and you're building bone. So anyhow, but do click on that video. Alrighty, number 3 is that keto Mediterranean diet. And so I do have a whole video series on that, so please click on that video. So we are actually talking about number 4, and it's a little bit of an overlap with the keto Mediterranean diet, but it is the vitamin K2 diet, and they sound very similar. Yes, they do. But vitamin K2 is something that we just simply do not get enough of. And if you look at my sources below, leading cardiologists are definitely convinced that this is a game changer for fighting cardiovascular disease. But what vitamin K2 does, and this is the vitamin K2 diet that I have right in front of me, what vitamin K2 does is it takes the calcium out of your blood where it causes hardening of the arteries, and it puts it back in your bones. So it's like a win-win. Prefacing this, friends, huge, I'm gonna put a ginormous disclaimer on this one. If you're in a blood thinner, any sort of blood thinner, you really even have to be careful about your food sources of vitamin K1 and K2. And there is a difference between K1 and K2. So because of the way we eat so much processed food, I was just in Kroger, look at all the processed food, it's just ridiculous. We don't get K2 because the animals actually have to eat grass to create K2 in their bodies. It's very hard for us to actually create K2. Mostly we get it through animal products. I have never had any problems or issues with that, but again, if you're on a blood thinner, you absolutely cannot take a K2 supplement, and you definitely need to take it with fish oil and D3. Again, I am the strongest believer that you should never be taking multivitamins, because things like that, you could be getting too much vitamins. So you should be eating a healthy diet, and that's where you should be getting most of your vitamins from. But K2 and D3 are something we probably definitely need to supplement, as well as magnesium glycinate. Alrighty, so what's the vitamin 2? What is the vitamin K2 diet all about? So you get to eat hard cheese like Parmesan, eggs, as long as they are grass-fed. Try to eat 2 eggs a day. You need to eat 2 eggs a day. Salami, so like cured meats actually have a really high amount of K2, so that's really amazing. So eat your salami, and this is going to improve your teeth. I definitely have noticed that. I know it's crazy, but I used to have gum disease and always having problems when I went to the dentist, and I haven't had any problems. Organic butter. So that's kind of your meat products. And then from the K1 perspective, any sort of dark little veggies like blueberries, Brussels sprouts, cruciferous vegetables like Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, tomatoes, and your most important is broccoli. Broccoli just does everything. I mean, I eat broccoli every day. It's just an amazing miracle food. I just think you really can't get enough broccoli. And red cabbage. Alright. And of course, organic meat. So I do have some meat here that I have barbecued up today. So I hope that you have found this video. Really super helpful, but you really need to click onto my video next about intermittent fasting, because that's really going to be the first step of your journey. And thank you so much for your support. Love you, friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.